Warning: sensitive images.
On Sunday, April 3rd, 2022, our most beloved Supreme Master Thanh Hải spoke with Supreme Master Television team members to caringly offer tips on looking after their health as well as to answer questions in relation to the tragic war in Ukraine and its consequences. The team also reported on some good news related to Ukraine.
Master, are the continuing sanctions on Russian oligarchs and seizing their property and freezing of their bank assets, etc., good policy? Is it helpful in any way or not?
It may be helpful to the war at the moment, but not in a just way. No, because they did not do anything wrong. They just happened to be Russians.
Right.
Oh, right, Master.
Yeah, born there, raised up there, and making business there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Same with all the business people from foreign countries who came to Russia to make business there.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Master.
So Russia sanctions this business, and the West sanctions Russian businesses and all that. But because they were thinking maybe to cripple their economy, that will make putting things twice again of continuing the war.
Oh, yes, Master.
So it does help in some way, but in my opinion, after the war is done, finished, whatever way, they should return the property to these rich people or business people.
Oh, yes, Master.
Because they are contributing to the economy of the world, not just Russia.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
Master.
Every country relies on each other for different things.
Right.
That's why I said the war in Ukraine is affecting everyone as well.
That's
Yes,
right.
Master.
Yes.
You can see that from business reports. And Ukraine's farm produce feeds the whole of Europe
Yes, Master.
and feeds the large part of Africa. And many of the businesses in Russia also stopped or disrupted or closed down.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
The banking system for everybody as well. ATM have a long queue and no money. It's the same in Ukraine, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So now their farming is interrupted, and many of their farming products are also coming to a halt, so they cannot export them because of the war, because of whatever disruption in the transportation and logistics and infrastructure, as a whole.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a very sad thing.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
In Ukraine, it's because of the war. In Russia, it's because of the disruption of the economy.
Right.
So it's good for nobody. And it's even bad for Putin.
Yes.
If he is not a demon, it's even worse for him as a human.
Oh.
Right, Master.
Because he is not a humane person. He punishes people for nothing.
Right.
Yes, Master.
And then, meanwhile, bringing the world economy into disruption and recession. That's not nice, not fair, not good. It's not good for Russia at all. If he loves his people, as he professes that he does, this is not a way to repay, to show his love to his countrymen.
Right, Master.
Right.
Yeah, not to talk about Ukrainians who are innocent, have done no wrong to him. In fact, he was the one who did wrong to begin with, taking Crimea away and then steering trouble to take control of, or connect with the other two separated regions in Donbass, for example.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
He was the instigator of trouble.
Yes.
Yes.
And Ukraine even forgave them, didn't do anything. And now he continues, he wants to swallow the whole Ukraine. He might be choked to death, I'm telling you. He already is. Anyway, if he loves his countrymen, he wouldn't send his young, beautiful, handsome youth into the war for nothing like that. And they are dying at tens of thousands already, at least 15,000 dead.
Yes.
And how many more, we don't even know.
Yes, Master.
And then how many injured, nobody would tell even. These are only the deaths that they reported.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, it's not reliable.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And same with the pandemic death, it's not a reliable number.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
Master.
Even if just 15,000 or even just 7,000, it's more soldiers than any other war already.
Yeah.
More than the Iraq war.
Right.
Yes, Master.
I think more than the last war they waged with Afghanistan. Russia, many decades ago, even went and invaded Afghanistan and stayed there for 10 years. You remember or not?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, and they fell at the end, and they still didn't learn the lesson.
Right.
Putin is an uneducated man or what? Huh? He should learn from his own history, his country's history of failure.
Right. Yes.
And if communism or his union, the Russia Union, is so lucrative, so alluring, then people would have stayed.
That's right.
So why force them to come back to you when they don't want?
Right.
Sure.
Yes.
It is human nature to stay where they are happy.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody wants to stay in a peaceful, happy, and free country,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Sure.
or a free kind of system, yeah? So if there's a communism in Russia or union suffocates them in some way, then they left.
Yes.
Yes.
No hard feelings. Both agree already.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
So let them be. Let each one have his, her own peace.
Right.
Yes.
Putin just went in and just waged war on innocent women and children like that. If he's not a demon, even, then he is a very, very rotten, wicked human,
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
Master.
Yes.
harming both countries and bringing the whole world's economy into a risky recession and problem.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So the oligarchs, they did nothing wrong, even if they were pro-Putin or have been Putin in any way. They have to. If you live in a country, you have to survive the government, no?
Oh,
That's
yes,
true.
Yes.
Yes.
And knowing the Putin regime, anybody who goes against him in any way are either jailed, poisoned, or fired.
Yes.
That's
Right,
right.
Master.
They just fired the national security guards because they refuse to go to the war. They don't want to go to Ukraine to kill Ukrainian people.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Many of the soldiers are still bewildered. Why do they have to kill Ukrainians
Yeah.
inside themselves? You know, there are many photos or many videos showing the soldiers complaining
Yes.
Yes.
Right, Master.
and protesting, even on the battlefield.
Right.
Like, what are we doing here?
Oh,
Why do we have to kill innocent people?
Мы военнослужащие с Донбасса.
Обычные работяги, блядь, дети на. Мы энергетики, блядь, заводчане, блядь. Что мы здесь делаем?
Нас много полегло.
Так что, и что мы здесь делаем?
Знайте правду. Министерство обороны РФ о нас понятия не имеет, что мы здесь делаем.
Yeah, of course, the Ukrainians have never done anything to Russia.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
Only Russia did something wrong to them, taking their lands away.
yes, very true.
And the international community just turns a blind eye. It does nothing much.
Yes, Master.
All this time, not just in Ukraine, in Georgia and other regions also.
Yes.
Slowly, Putin may try a little bit here, a little bit there to see how the international community reacts. And they didn't react much. That's why he goes in all full strength now into Ukraine, expecting victory.
Yes, true, Master.
But poor things, they keep falling. Their soldiers are dying or fleeing or surrendering or refusing to fight in the battle or at home as well.
Yes, Master.
It's losing so many of the army leaders, generals, colonels and all that.
Yes.
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 It's all in the news with their photos and all. It's not a made-up story. They died.
Yes,
Yes.
right.
They listed all the names and their photos, their data and everything.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And Putin still does not wake up yet. He cannot be a human.
Right.
You're right, Master.
Even if you don't believe me, you check all this and you know he's not a human.
Yes.
If any of the colonels or generals see how their army dies in numbers like that, I don't think they have any heart to continue to fight or push them to die in battle.
Right.
Yes, right,
Yes.
Yeah, and many tanks destroyed, numbers of them. Helicopters down, airplanes shot, all kinds of things. And many of the sensitive secret weapons are left behind because Russia ran away. Russian soldiers run away.
Yes.
It's not Russia that we are talking about, it's Putin.
Right.
Yes.
Right, Master.
And concerning the oligarchs, they are just businessmen.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
They do what makes money.
Right.
And they are Russian, so they stay in Russia and do their business. They never thought of war or anything. I don't know any businessman who loves war except those who make weapons.
Right, Master.
Yes.
They love their lives.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
They have luxury yachts, they have luxury airplanes, helicopters, condos, apartment, buildings, whatever. What for they would want war?
Right.
Right.
That's right.
They enjoy their life and taking care of their business.
Yes.
Master.
That is contentment for them already. Nobody would want war or support war anywhere
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
because they know it will affect them also.
Yes, Master.
Right. Yes.
So to sanction these oligarchs or rich business is not fair.
Right.
Yes, Master.
They have to survive. They live in Russia. They cannot go against the government or Putin, no?
That's very true.
Because they know the consequences also, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Even inside, in their heart, maybe they go against it, but they don't dare open their mouths.
Yes.
If they do, then they lose everything. Many millionaires or billionaires are jailed or disappear in Russia. You know that, right?
Yes, we heard that.
Yeah, according to the news. Actually, I'm thinking most of these oligarchs have no idea that Putin could be that wicked, vicious, brutal, and demonic, even if they side with Putin or not, before or now. Maybe inside they don't side with him just for survival in their own country.
Yes, Master.
But I don't think most of them will understand the extent of evil in Putin's mind and DNA. And I think now everybody knows what I said, that he is really a demon. He's there just to harm people, killing and eating the blood and drinking the blood and all that.
Oh.
He has no soul, no love, minus everything that is meant to be a human, even the minimal standard of human. This is terrifying. Oh my God. And there are a couple of them not similar was supporting him in Europe. I hope after they see the photos of the Bucha massacre, genocide, they will wake up and change their minds. The world should know that they are also another demon, just a kind of a slower reaction. If we continue to keep all these demons in the seat of high political power, then the world will suffer more and more in the future. Whoever supports Putin from another country or nearby, they either did not understand the extent of this evilness in Putin, or they are the same as him, more or less.
Understand.
I don't love rich people. I'm just fair, okay?
Yes.
Because they also contribute to the wealth of the world.
Yes.
Not wealth, but also just to the flow of the economy in the whole world.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
We need them also.
Right.
That's true.
We also benefit from their work.
Yes.
Master.
For example, they're rich, okay? They bought a very big yacht for many millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, for example, yeah?
Yes.
Fine. That is their luxury. But how many workers have been paid for that?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
And without them, nobody would build such a yacht or cannot earn money in that business.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right.
The workers, the laborers, and also the sailors and the captains and the staff who work in that kind of yacht are also earning money.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
Master.
They're helping the whole society in different ways.
Yes, Master.
And their condos and their apartments, many servants are working there as well.
Yes.
They're making business for people also, not just having luxury on their own.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And they work hard also. Being a boss is always the hardest job.
Right.
Even if they gain a lot of money, they have a lot of burden and responsibility. So it's not fair to sanction them. But maybe it's just a temporary tactic
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
in a desperate situation. But don't condemn them. Don't seize their things forever. If the war ever comes to a stop, then their properties, their money, their bank accounts should be returned to them.
Right,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Yes.
Whatever is seized from them. At least whatever is still left. Maybe the yacht is not as new anymore, or maybe have some damage, but have to return to them because those rightly belong to them.
Right.
That's
Right.
right.
Master.
Suppose America has many oligarchs as well, and the Americans cannot go against the government.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, even if they don't agree with Biden or something, they wouldn't dare to go too far
Oh, yes, Master.
because they are American citizens. They just have to be working smoothly operationally with the powers that be.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, especially in Russia, you can't go against the government and Putin.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Right, Master.
So it's not fair to punish them.
Yes,
Yeah.
Master.
Yes, Master.
Maybe temporarily, but the Russian people suffer a lot now. Yeah, for all the sanctions and business, how things,
Yes,
Yes.
all kinds of things that affect the Russian people. And they're dying in numbers. And I feel so sorry for these young, beautiful, idealistic and innocent youngsters, who have to be drafted into the army. It's not their fault at all. Of course, I don't want them to go to invade Ukraine and kill Ukrainian people, but I'm also very sorry for them.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
I told you in the beginning already, in the first beginning of the war, that Putin sent them to death.
Right.
Yes.
It's still winter, freezing, and they have just floppy, flimsy kind of makeshift quarters.
Yes.
Yes,
And
Master.
they were freezing and hungry and have not enough supplies and all that because they did not plan well. So long, then they didn't have war.
Yeah, right.
Or small robbing here and there, but not like big scale war, not trained well.
Yes.
They are just kids, man. They're just kids. They're just somebody's daughter or son or husband or boyfriend. they had a big future in front of them and should not go to die just like that in a stranger's land without even tears from relatives and loved ones, without even a piece of land to bury themselves decently in. Yeah,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
I don't like all this. This Putin is terrible. He should stop this war. By the way, at the moment, Russian soldiers are moving away from many center spots, many of their main spots,
Yes.
Yes.
and I was happy about that. I thought maybe the war will end soon. I asked Heaven, and I said, why did they do that? Are they real or are they just doing some tricks? Because I was worried maybe they would move all their soldiers and people away, and then they will bomb those empty cities.
Yes, Master.
They would move their people away and then will bomb or do something
Yeah.
to those without their soldiers there.
Yes.
Yes.
I was worried, so I asked Heaven, I hope it's true. And they told me because Putin wants you to stop talking bad about Russia.
Oh.
Me.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I say, what? I'm not talking bad about Russia. Number one, I'm not talking bad. I'm talking facts.
Right.
Right.
Number two, I'm not against Russia. I'm against Putin and his gang only, these devils only. So I will stop only when they stop hurting people and when they stop hurting humans in their way.
Right.
Right, Master.
So I will stop them immediately. I told Heaven like that. So I'll relay the message to him. Or not, whatever. I hope that is their real intention. Yeah. I was really worried about nuclear and chemical weapons.
Yes, Master.
Right.
Oh, God. Why don't they just give them this no-fly zone and then they cannot drop these things onto the land, yeah?
True.
Yes.
Because it's easier to drop from the air than to move them along the long and arduous highway or whatever, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
So in the beginning, I always asked that they should close the sky.
Yes.
Okay, tell me, what else? I hope I answer your question. Far too far, huh? Tell me.
Yes, Master. Russia has accused Ukraine of bombing their oil depot in Russian territory. If true, is it okay that they did so? Do they have the right to do that?
Huh? What do you think? Did Ukraine ask the Russians to go and bomb their many oil and gas depot as well? And many other places as well? What do they expect?
Right.
Right.
If the Ukrainians did it, it's within their rights to revenge and to prevent more supplies to the war.
Right.
Yes, Master.
What do they expect? They bomb many of their oil depots in Ukraine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Russians did.
Yes.
And many buildings and whole cities and many villages, much of their building infrastructure, everything is laid to waste because of Russia bombing.
Right.
So what is it about an oil depot? An oil depot is just oil and it lets people die.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
yes, Master.
And if Russia doesn't have more oil to supply to the army in Ukraine, then the war is less intensive to some degree.
Right. True.
So it's nothing to complain about, huh?
Agree.
If they did not start the war in Ukraine, then nobody would bomb their oil depot.
Right.
Right,
Exactly.
Master.
You see, that's the case of the culprit, the robber who keeps yelling that they are the victim. Told you already last time.
Yes.
Vietnamese say vừa ăn cướp vừa la làng.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are robbing and yelling for help at the same time. Oh man. Only stupid and illiterate warmongers do think and react in such a manner.
Right.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Okay, any other things?
Master, a group of Russian National Guardsmen were fired for refusing to go and fight in Ukraine. They have retained a lawyer to sue the Russian government.
Good.
Their lawyer says that other soldiers and guardsmen have been in touch with him looking for help to avoid the war. Does Master have any comment on this?
What else should I comment? The news itself is very clear already. More clear than 1,000 words, yeah?
Yes, Master.
I told you, people don't want to fight in the senseless, bloody Ukraine war.
Yes.
I mean, soldiers, they have their training, discipline, and morals.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Especially National Guard. They're supposed to guard the nation only.
Yes. Right.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
That's why they call National Guard.
Right.
They're not just any other soldiers.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Other soldiers are maybe for fighting, but the National Guard is to protect the nation, inside the nation. They should not go to war. They should stay at home. If any other country comes to Russia and invades their country or makes trouble, then of course the National Guard can also, at that time, go out and fight within their border.
Yes, Master.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
National Guard. The name says it all, no?
Yes.
Right.
And just now, because Putin may be so desperate, too many soldiers die in the battle. So he is trying to regroup and exhaust in all the beautiful force from his country to go out and do ugly things. That's why the people who were sent, they don't want to.
Yes, Master.
Also, many are flee in Russia at the same time also.
Yes.
Yes.
They flee to other countries or they do other things so that they don't have to go to fight in Ukraine. They don't want to kill people for nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just against their conscience.
True.
Right,
Right.
Master.
That's right.
Soldiers, they are forced to train and then to fight, but only for a good cause.
Yes.
Yes.
Only if they have to defend the country. They all know that. So in their mind, they know this is not moral.
Yes,
Right.
Master.
Yes, Master.
It's not morally correct, the war in Ukraine. Yeah, they have no enemies among the Ukrainian people.
Exactly.
They're good neighbors.
Yes,
Yes,
right.
Yes, Master.
And Russia has already eaten so many pieces out of their land already. And now come and just kill them outright like that for no reason.
True.
Any reason is BS in this case.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Anything else?
Yes, Master. In readiness for a peace deal with Russia, Ukraine's President Zelensky has said his government is willing to adopt a neutral status, meaning that they would not link militarily with other allies, which would also mean not to join NATO. Would this be a good move?
Not if Putin is still alive.
Oh. Right.
But if they have no choice, then maybe this is a temporary choice until they have a better choice. But why? Ukraine is winning.
Yes, Master.
Yeah.
If you give in to Putin this, he will do more later. Just like they gave in with Crimea and then about Donbass.
Understand.
Yes.
And now Putin wants the whole Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's so much bloodshed.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
So in the long run, he will do it again. Maybe temporarily is good. I'm not sure about that. Or maybe Putin just tries a delay in tactics so that later when they see that Ukraine has nobody and then not many weapons and not trained active army,
Understand.
Yes, Master.
because neutral means the American or other allies or other countries cannot come and train them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's not so. Meaning you cannot link to anybody in the military or warlike activity.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
So I'm not sure if after they become neutral, other countries will be able to go in and train their army like they did before or not.
Yes.
Because without all this training and good equipment from other countries, I don't think Ukraine will withstand Russia again.
That's right. Yeah.
At the moment, they have this momentum
Yes.
Master, that's right.
because they were second, even though by surprise, but inside their hearts they were prepared already.
Right.
So they fight with all their might. But later, if they relax, they think, oh, Russia doesn't touch us anymore. So we don't have to train our army, and they don't have to have any weapons or anything. Then Russia might come in, surprisingly, and then Ukraine will be taken away.
Oh, understand.
And then Europe will have no more food. Africa, a big part, won't have food from Ukraine.
Oh, yes.
I just read that the European Union is now making a new move to give farmers more land so that they can cultivate food.
Oh,
Imagine
that's
that, just recently.
Wonderful.
wow.
That means that Ukraine have not enough food to give them now. Or if the war continues, then Europe will suffer if they don't take care of themselves.
Oh,
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Master.
So is that urgent already?
Yes.
I understand.
Not like just the war in Ukraine. It's a war everywhere, nearby at least.
Yes.
Yes.
And then even some other country from far away also worry about the farming problem due to the war in Ukraine.
Yes.
So I don't know why NATO needs any more excuses, or the European Union needs any more excuses. Russia disrupts their lives, threatens their survival by less food exports from Ukraine. So that is disturbing their peace already all over Europe. So I don't know why NATO needs any more excuses, or the European Union even making any lame excuses not to accept Ukraine.
Right,
It doesn't matter. I think Ukraine's okay alone. Maybe it's better. Because if you rely on somebody, if they turn around, they don't want to help you, then you'll be in bigger trouble.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's an idiom that says, if you want to do something, well, do it yourself.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Just like last time, somebody from Korea asked me why other countries don't help North Korea or something. They don't help both the Koreas for peace and for other things, financial or whatever. I say, well, why you two countries can help each other? South and North, why do you have to rely on other countries to sanction it or to sanctify it for you or agree with you or help you? Just help yourself. In the old times, we didn't need anybody.
Right, Master.
Nobody really needs to have any weapons or anything. And farming, every country takes care of themselves. In the old times, there was no transportation or anything convenient like nowadays. And people survive still.
Right.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
The proof is that we are overwhelmingly populated in our world now.
True.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah. So we did not die. Since ancient times, we survived. So nobody cares if any other country helps you or not. Just you must be independent as much as possible. Like Europe and America and other countries depend on Russian oil and gas. That's why they even sell their morals.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They pay with their morals.
Yes.
Master.
They leave Ukraine alone to die or live. They cannot open their mouths to do much or to help in more practical ways, just to scare Russia away. If you scare the Russians away, the Russian army putting away, then there is no war.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, right.
They should have prepared it.
Yes.
Then they didn't have to fight. Then Ukraine didn't have to suffer so much. And they should have done something more substantial when Russia took away Crimea already to begin with.
Right.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Don't let them inch themselves into another two regions in Ukraine. And now they put the whole blanket on Ukraine
Yes.
Yes.
and kidnapping thousands of Ukrainians into Russia against their will from Mariupol and other cities, taking children away, kidnap children, journalists disappear, kill them and all that.
Okay.
Oh God. Yes, Master.
So because of oil and gas,
Wow.
humans' life in exchange for oil and gas,
It's terrible.
they're just too comfortable. Cheap oil, cheap gas, and now they're stuck with it.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Yes, Master.
And Putin knows he can strangulate them with this. He already began saying, okay, these are unfriendly countries, 40 of them. If they want gas and oil, they have to pay in rubles. Where do they get them? Where do they get rubles? Print? I guess they have to print them. Be dishonest like Russia. But they are also good. The Russians, government could, in a way, to get the ruble back to the same value as before the war. But it's a big interference and forces many banks to pump, many businesses to pump rubles into the system
Yes, Master.
Yes.
and convert all the whatever foreign currency into ruble. And so to rescue the ruble's value up to now.
Right.
But if they continue with the war, I don't think it is the long-term standard.
Yes.
Right, Master.
Some time ago, you guys asked me whether, or maybe you didn't ask, but I said that President Zelensky should not negotiate anything. Whatever belongs to Ukraine goes back to Ukraine, and Russia just has to go home. That's it.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
You don't negotiate with the devils.
No, Master.
No,
No,
Master.
of course not.
You don't negotiate with a madman. They don't know any logic or humane arrangement. Anyway,
Yes,
Right.
that's
That's
right.
Right, Master.
so just outright no for anything that they demand. They cannot just walk, fly in or driving into your country, robbing your land, your properties, killing your people, and then demand that you have to meet their request. They have no right to request anything from Ukraine.
That's right. Makes no sense.
No, it's not their land. They have nothing to do with Ukraine. Ukraine has never provoked him in any way. They have no right to walk in there and to talk like they own Ukraine, like they have the right to ask anything. No, they have no right. Russia has no right whatsoever.
No.
Not at all.
So if I were President Zelensky, I would never say yes to anything. Don't take any suggestions from them. Nothing. You are your own sovereign country. You don't owe it to anybody. Least of all, Russia. You are a free country. Yeah. If your people are free, you don't negotiate with the devil. You don't negotiate with the massacre entity. You don't negotiate with these shameless, soulless robbers like Putin. That's it. Okay. Anything else?
Yes, Master. Biden called Putin a butcher and a war criminal. What does Master think about that?
Yeah. For the first time, this guy said something that is not too bad.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
But I think a butcher is a poor description of Putin. He's evil.
Yes.
Yes.
He's evil. He's vicious. So calling him anything just makes it smaller,
Yeah.
Yes.
makes it less dramatic. The butcher, he only kills on demand.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
People ask for meat, so he has to kill to feed them. If nobody asked for animal people's meat, he would not have to do this job. He would find other jobs.
That's
Yes,
right.
So if actually in this world many people call somebody like those killer or some serial killer or some bad massacre, they call them butcher. Could be. But that is a shame for the butcher. Is it injustice for the butcher? He's only doing his job. He got paid for it.
Right.
Right,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
He doesn't go and force any people to take his meat. His people demand it and buy it.
Yes, Master.
And in case you think the butcher is so bad, evil, then why do you eat the meat that he offers to you?
Yes,
I
Master.
understand.
The world is funny. The world people are ridiculous. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. But still, at least he's recognizing the viciousness of Putin.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Or maybe he just say that just to be trendy, like P. Francis. I don't know. I don't know these people because they're not truly human.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I understand.
understand.
So whatever, it doesn't matter. And concerning to call Putin a criminal is also less justice. The criminal, they kill for a cause.
Right.
Yes, Master.
Of course, they kill each other because of gang rivalry, stuff like that. Or just kill because they're crazy, they're bad. But their atrocity is not so vast, massive like Putin and his underlings.
Yes, for sure.
In Bukhara, they killed 400 people just like that. Litter them on the street, tie their hands behind their back, including women, children, and elderly.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
God.
And it's been laying there for weeks already, and Russia still denies it. It's always the same. They're lying all the time. They're lying like you breathe. My God. And I hope the world doesn't ever trust the Russian government again.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hope not.
Otherwise, they're going to be dead, all of them, before they even know it.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
Master.
They have no qualms in just massacring people at random like that.
Yes.
It's atrocious.
They are atrocious, and they have even deadly weapons in their hands. nuclear and chemical weapons and all that stuff.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
And they're going to deny it again. Sure.
Yeah.
Just like they say they go to liberate Ukraine. What for? People are peaceful there and free. And now they need to be liberated from Russia. Oh, God. They have done nothing to Russia.
Yes, of course not.
Yeah, just went in and killed people like that. Oh, my God. And they call them beasts and criminals. This is unjustified.
That's right.
It's not the right language, but I guess they don't have any other language to call it. I would call them evil. Yeah, devils. That's all. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
When I first talked about Ukraine with you guys, I'm sure many people thought I over-exaggerated. But it is true like that. There are no other words to describe them. Normal humans, even criminals, don't do this.
Yes.
Not at all.
Even war criminals, they don't do this. None of the other dictators would do these kind of things so badly like this. I mean, except Hitler, perhaps.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Don't just kill people without any remorse, without thinking twice. This system in Russia, they brainwashed most of the people.
Yes.
They're actually convinced that all what they're saying is true, and this is what propaganda does. It poisons their mind, and they're spreading not only lies but hatred. And that's actually been very prevalent in their state media lately, is claiming that Ukraine has no right to exist at all, and neither does the Ukrainian language or culture. It all needs to be uprooted, that people need to be put in re-education camps for generations and be taught to forget everything Ukrainian. It's very much a genocidal language that is emanating from the Russian state media, which is entirely controlled by the Kremlin.
That's why they just can do it.
Yeah.
Even young people who have no hatred in their heart, they kill just like you cut the grass or something. Oh my God, and litter them all over on the street. And still deny it.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
All lying all the time. So ugly, these gangs of devils. My God. And I still wonder, when Biden first said that Putin should not be in power anymore, many people at home were against him.
Yes.
The first time he says something logical, and then they go against him.
Oh, yes.
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 His own party members, they all scramble around to try to distance themselves from what he said, and also to cover up what he said, or to try to explain it away.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't mean like that. Blah, 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 blah. And he himself also was being cornered by them. And then he said, oh, it's just a moral outburst. It's not about regime change.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, disgusting, all these people. And now he doesn't back up anymore because the Buchai.
Yes.
If this guy still backs off from what he said about Putin, after these Buchai images of bodies littering all over the city like that, then I think nobody will want to even look at him. So he has to say something good.
Yes.
For sure.
Politicians, they don't say things that they mean, not all the time,
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
except Trump.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and that's why they don't like him. The truth is hard to swallow.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
He always says something that is what he thinks.
Yes.
At least you can read him. At least you can know where you stand.
Yes.
And trust him.
But all the politicians, you don't trust what they say. You never know what they say, if they mean it or not. Just trendy stuff you have to say to gain votes is really disgusting. Oh, they are so despicable. Yeah. My God, poor Ukrainian people. Poor Ukrainian people. And the world just left them to fight alone like that. I'm telling you, all these NATO countries, if they let Putin even gain just a little bit of Ukraine, they're going to suffer next.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, of course. He will make an excuse to come in again.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this guy, he doesn't care if his people even die on the battlefield or die at home against each other.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Like you say, you have to self-purify from traitors and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, cleaning from home.
Yes.
Right.
That's right.
Yes.
Of course, only the good people, the positive people, go against Putin.
Yeah.
I also never thought that this man could be a devil and so evil like that. Now they say that he's worse than ISIS,
Gosh.
the Muslim extremists that they wanted to clean out.
Yes.
Yes.
And now they say he's worse. It is worse. I feel like that also.
Yes.
And even the Russian Orthodox patriarch backed him also.
Oh my gosh.
Said the war in Ukraine is justified. This the fight between good and evil. It means Russia is good, Ukraine is evil.
Oh gosh.
But what did Ukraine do?
Yes. It's,
All we saw up to now is just Russia that is the instigator of madness, of war, of atrocity.
Yeah.
Just went into people's houses and took their things and killed their family members. This is atrocity, robbery, nothing else.
that's right.
But I guess this patriarch, he doesn't know anything.
Yes.
He doesn't know anything, just like many other citizens of Russia who don't understand anything, being brainwashed and spoon-fed by these state-owned television and radio and newspapers.
Yes.
Yes. Living in the dark.
Yeah, leave them all in the dark, and all the international media are thrown out anyway. Otherwise, you'll be jailed at least up to 15 years if you say anything about the Ukraine war.
Yes.
Yes, right.
My God. And they are still in the UN Security Council. Whew. I cannot believe it. I think the UN also should resign.
They somehow have to remove him from the UN Security Council.
They have to, or they should resign,
Yeah.
because they're useless. They don't protect the innocent,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
and they don't deal with or trim the aggressor who sits in their own house.
Yes.
Yes.
Soon they will be beaten up as well, because these criminals or bullies will be taken control and get away with anything.
Yes. They feel emboldened.
Yeah, emboldened as well, and entitled to, and encouraged to by their inaction.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Oh, terrible, 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 I'm telling you. I think the world is blind, deaf, and dumb. Oh, we are not so lucky. It's so scary to live in this world. When I read the Buddhist Sutra, the Buddha says this world is full of devils and ghosts and vicious entities. I was thinking Buddha was talking about maybe some corner or maybe invisible. But they are visible now, even.
Yes.
They are openly visible in the highest possible seats of our world.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
It's horrifying.
Horrifying, yeah. It's a deciding seat. Like the whole humanity's life and death in their hands, and do what they want with it and get away with it. Because Putin got away with many, many things, many times already.
Right, Master.
And just to talk about Ukraine, he ate up 3 pieces already. Before this big war broke out, he has eaten 3 pieces already, and he has more appetite.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Yes.
The more he eats, the more he wants. The more he is hungry. And the world didn't do anything, that's why. All this is because of economical and those mundane interests, like oil and gas, economy and stuff like that.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Because they worry that if they don't have oil and gas from Russia, then their industry cannot function. Well, it is true also in some parts. But they should have known about that. They should have been independent.
Yes.
Yes,
Master.
But of course, you cannot really blame them too much, because I could not imagine that Putin would get more and more evil. But they should have stopped him in the butt already.
Yes,
Yes.
right, Master.
Not wait until he messed up and ate up so many countries and now still do nothing. Not much.
Yes.
Yes, right.
Well, I guess they're doing a little bit more now. But then other dictators are also like showing up now in other countries in Europe with cheating votes and against Zelensky and pro-Putin.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, I hope they wake up. Otherwise, they will be the next. Otherwise, they have to always kowtow and prostrate to Putin to be able to be his friend and agree to every bloody desire that he suggests or acts out.
Yes.
Master.
Oh, the world is in danger, my God. I couldn't imagine like that. I thought disaster and pandemic are enough already. And now we have even worse things. Everybody worries about a nuclear bomb.
Yes. It's hard to imagine in the 21st century that all this is still happening.
Yeah, they still want to kill each other, kill the innocent. I can't believe it. So these people don't belong here, don't belong to our generation, and don't belong to our world. They belong to hell. Okay, now you know.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Master, we have many good news to share.
So the questions are done.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Tell me, good news is always good. Oh, I'm dying to know it.
All right, Master. On Saturday, April 2nd, 2022, Ukrainian negotiator David Arakhamia told a local TV station that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin will likely meet for face-to-face peace talks soon in Turkey. Arakhamia added that the Russian negotiators also agreed the draft documents will likely be sent to Putin and Zelensky for direct discussions.
Okay? Let's hope they make peace out of it.
At least there's some hope, Master.
What else?
Ukraine's Deputy Defense Minister says the country's forces have retaken the whole Kyiv region as Russian forces withdraw from key towns.
Yeah, it's good.
Next good news, Master. The US will help to transfer Soviet-made tanks to Ukraine.
At the end, finally, yeah. It's funny how people let others eat until they are almost full already, then say, hey, some more, or the best one's coming.
It's true.
All the key fancy is also now condemning or criticizing Putin.
Oh.
Where were they before?
Oh, right, Master.
Right.
All these spineless people, if they are even people. Tell me.
More information is that this is the first time the US helped deliver tanks to Ukraine.
I'm not surprised. Oh, what a surprise. I'm supposed to say, oh, how surprising.
Yeah. Since Russia invaded and comes after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky renewed his requests for the West to send tanks and planes.
He has requested that for a long time already.
Yes, that's right.
And now Russia is moving away, leaving a lot of equipment and tanks behind even, and left some occupied cities empty. And now they come in with all the tanks, whatever. Yeah. Wow, what good theater.
Yes. It's too late
What
now.
a good show of unity.
Yes.
Thank you. I told you that these world leaders, so-called leaders, they are so funny. They are daft, like kindergarten people, or deaf and dumb and stupid, or lame, or whatever. And no brain, or brain damaged, or spine damaged. Anything else?
Yes.
Tell me.
Previously, Ukraine generated its own electrical power as well as used supplemental electricity from the Russian and Belarusian power grid. With the invasion, Ukraine's power supply is partially disrupted due to Russia taking over some of Ukraine's power plants and having no supplemental electricity from Russia.
Yeah.
So the good news is that the Belgium-based utilities company ENSO-E has linked Ukraine to an electricity grid spanning much of continental Europe.
Oh, bless them.
Thus providing Ukraine with another critical source of electricity and allowing Ukraine to end its dependence on Russian and Belarusian power stations.
They should have done that long ago. They
Yes.
should also make themselves more independent as well. Oh, never mind. Okay, better than nothing. Better late than never, eh?
Right. Yes, Master.
They planned it for a long time, Master, but because of this invasion, they increased the speed of it, and so it happened right away.
Planned it for a long time. Oh, sure. Just like NATO will accept Ukraine into their circle, but there's no end.
Yes, that's right.
Planned for a long time. The EU also takes a long time to join.
Yes.
Yeah, they have time. My God, wait until Russia comes to their bathroom, then they will know. They don't have time.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope this Ukraine war will be a big, huge lesson that they have learned. Or this so-called big power, European Union or America and the rest.
Yes, Master.
Because now they will wake up and learn to be more independent. Like at the moment, the U.S. government is releasing reserved oil.
That's right.
Yeah, but it won't last forever.
Yes.
So they have to continue doing their oil and gas supply investment, like when Trump was there.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
Otherwise, they will jump back to the old flame again, Russia. Old flame, for flame. Yeah. Whatever you think you can take advantage of from somebody else or some other group, it won't last. Always, if you can, you have to help yourself, be independent. Even it say that God helps those who help themselves.
Right.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Even God. Not to talk about these mundane bunch of whatever commercial politicians.
Yes.
It's all about money and gain and comfort. That's why they fight. That's why they want more land, more tax, because they want to keep their lives in luxury,
Yes.
Yes.
like putting on a lot of properties. According to the investigative journalist report, he owns even a yacht, $700 million, owns houses here, city apartment there for his lover or kids, whatever, yeah?
Yes,
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why they cannot let go of the power. They will become nothing. They will become poor.
Right.
Yes.
And they can't bear it.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
That's why they fight life and death. Not their life, their death. Other people's life and death to keep them alive.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
This utterly evil, selfish, truly inhumane.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Sacrifice all others for your own comfort.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Yeah, they cannot let go of their yachts, their wealth, their big, huge bank account, and every other thing they have. I don't see any leader who are poor when they retire or when they're in power.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Here and there, they secretly do some dealing, something to have millions of dollars while they're in power. So they retire rich, just like Biden and his son.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Always denying it. And even now CNN exposes them with evidence, signature and bank account and laptop, whatever.
Right.
Yes, Master.
And Biden still says, it's still okay. His son's business is okay.
Yeah.
And now the media say, it's not okay.
Now they say it.
Yes.
Now they say it's safe now because the election is gone.
Yes.
It's over.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And Biden, his family and whatnot already established in the White House. They feel like nothing can remove them anymore now. Now they just go after Trump. But now they can go after also the son of Biden.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
Before the election, they suppressed all this. They did not want to print or report it deliberately, just because they want to get rid of Trump.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
The president that they don't deserve. President Trump is the president that they don't deserve. I have to say, okay?
That's right.
Yes, Master.
So his loss is not his loss. It's their loss.
Right.
Right. Yes.
They don't deserve him. In a way, I'm not praying for him to come back. Whatever. Whatever their lot, whatever their karma will be shown, will be done.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
If they pray hard, maybe if they really miss him, if they really feel that he is worthy, maybe heaven will let him come back.
Oh.
But I'm not sure at the moment. It's too much. Too much folly, you know, one after another, all the time, never stop.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes.
Never stop. You see, like Putin, he worry about NATO next to his war.
Mm.
Ukraine became a NATO member, but Ukraine was not accepted already.
That's right.
They say that outright, number one. Number two, he is bombing the whole country and NATO did not react. So he must know by now that his country is not threatened by any NATO membership.
Yeah,
Right.
That's right.
He still continues killing his own servicemen, soldiers, and the Ukrainian people.
Yes, Master.
He knows by now that the war is lost. Many of his soldiers died for nothing already. He should take pity on the rest. No, he continues to make more conscripts to continue the war.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Oh man, even hell will never open the door for him to get out again. Whether or not he's a devil.
Wow.
You see, if they did not invent so many mass destructive and lethal weapons, the war could have been less destructive, less painful, and have less long-term effects. If people are killed like in old times, just by the rocks and sticks and all that, then people don't die in so many numbers like that.
Mm.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
The photos from the satellite image show the citizens are dying on the street at the hands of the Russian soldiers all over everywhere. It's about 400 people at least who died there and were left there for many weeks already.
Oh, right.
Yes, Master.
But Russia denies the deaths happened after they left. It's not true because satellite image recorded it and has been there for weeks already, meaning not just after they left, but before they left. They wanted to blame it on the Ukrainians. That's what it is, but it won't work because satellite image captured it. Oh, Russia. My God, I can't believe this.
Mm.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
Master.
Yes.
I cannot believe this. Cannot believe the Putin regime, or I don't know, Putin or is the communism that brainwashes young soldiers to become soulless like that, to just kill anybody. They are civilians, in civilians plain clothes, and children also included, and some were tied at the back even, before they were killed, in execution style. And they torture them also. This is incredible. This is truly soullessness. This is truly demonic.
Right.
Oh, yes.
And I hope the world opens its eyes, because if they don't have Ukraine, they will be the next one like that. Their lives, their fate will be the same soon.
Yeah,
Right.
That's right.
Okay. Tell me, what else?
In another news, Lithuania will no longer import the Russian gas to meet its domestic needs.
Yeah.
It becomes the first country in Europe to have secured its independence from Russian supplies.
Yeah, good.
And another, Odis Baris, the CEO of Connexis Baltic Grid, told Latvian radio, since April 1st, Russian natural gas is no longer flowing to Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, see? They don't really need. They just think they need. It's a habit.
Right.
Yes, Master.
Reliance, habit, and laziness. So they are just too comfy.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Master.
Why bother? They have money, they have good position, they have retirement money for sure secured, so why would they bother changing anything to make their countrymen better?
Right.
Yes,
Right,
Master.
Whatever happens, they're okay anyway. But in Ukraine, even some of their parliament members pick up rifles and fight.
Yes.
Their ex-president also, Poroshenko or something, the ex-president of Ukraine, he also went out to fight with the army. And some others who are normally not in the army service, government people, they also went out to fight.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
If something good come out of Ukraine war, is it the united spirit of the Ukrainian people is shining for the whole world to see?
Oh, yes.
Yes, right.
I mean, worldly, mundanely speaking, they are the best example.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
But that regardless of the Buddha's teaching, you should not have a weapon and kill and all that. But in this mundane world, they are the best.
Right. Yes, Master.
Yes.
They're united to fight, to protect their people. That's very noble. To sacrifice your own life for somebody else's life is the utmost sacrifice in this world already.
Oh,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
It's the ultimate.
Yes.
Even family members wouldn't do that willingly for each other.
Yes,
Yes,
right.
Master.
That's why I praise them, not because I want war.
Yes.
I praise their noble spirit. They are just mundane people.
Oh,
Yes,
Yes, Master.
And even then, they sacrifice their life for others' lives.
Yes, Master.
Tell me, what else?
Master, Ukrainian volunteers have been weaving camouflage nets and making bulletproof vests in the southeastern city of Zaporizhia in Ukraine. Many volunteers in the country also run makeshift operations to supply the army with homemade protective gear.
Because they don't have enough supplies from the Western countries.
Yes,
They still don't have enough.
yes,
Yes, Master.
Despite the Americans promise of this and that. Sometimes the Ukrainians, we're thankful for your support and wanting to send us the supplies, but what we receive is not it. Maybe they send some not functional things or too old. It's not functioning. They try what they can with their own makeshift or inventive kind of way to protect themselves and to help Ukraine to fight for freedom from Russia, from Putin, actually.
Right. Yeah.
The Russian people, they don't know much about it. And they don't want war. Nobody wants war. No ordinary people would want war.
Right,
Yes.
Master.
Yes,
yes,
right.
No, why? What for? If you have enough food on your table and your children can go to school in peace, why do you want war, huh?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
What is in it for you? Only if you may die and leave your children orphan and leave your wife widow.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
No normal people would love that. Even if they are not political minded or peace inclined, they would never think like that.
Yes.
Never think of going to war and killing other people.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
It was just forced upon them by stupid, evil leaders.
Yeah.
People in Russia themselves, those who know the truth, they hate Putin.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you should be careful. Yeah? He might be even killed soon. Well, it doesn't matter. He's sick anyway, according to report. He for a long time, many years already, had a sick with cancer.
Thyroid cancer.
The title is in the throat area
Yes.
because he talks so bad. He orders people to go out and kill. So what can he expect from that, huh?
Right, Master.
Taking people's land, killing people, cutting their throats, taking their property, their freedom, their peace. I'm surprised that he's still not dead yet.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Well, karma in hell, it won't give him any leniency. He's supposed to be sick, and his doctors are around him often,
Yes, Master.
flying in from afar. But instead of praying and being repentant for whatever karma or sin he had done, he harms more. He harms these dear people for their antlers. They get the blood from the antlers to bath in it.
Oh, gosh.
Imagine how many antlers to fill his bath. Maybe he drinks the blood because he's so thirsty.
Oh my God.
Concerning his sickness, he's really mentally sick because he has thyroid cancer. But he harms the poor innocent dear people to have the blood to fill his bath, to keep taking the blood bath in order to cure his cancer. The more he takes this blood bath, the more sick he will become. The blood and the anguish and the hatred from the animal people who are harmed justly will sink into his brain and make him more sick.
Yes, Master.
The poor animal people, you see this bloodthirsty monster, really. It's just like Pope Francis. He wants to eat the beef steak raw, moo even, meaning they're still alive. The live flesh, Oh, God, disgusting. Oh, when will these demons stop harming humanity and go back to their hell? Oh, my God. Demons, they love fresh blood.
2 días antes de entrar al cónclave del que saldría elegido papa, el cardenal Bergoglio comió en la casa del cardenal Javier Lozano Barragán, un viejo amigo muy cercano desde hace 30 años. Siempre comía con él cuando estaba de paso por Roma.
En esta silla estaba sentado y yo les pregunté que cómo les gustaría la carne. Entonces me queda viendo y me dice, ¿qué muja? Yo me le quedé viendo extrañado, ¿qué muja? Dice, sí, cruda. Yo me imaginé que muja, pues me imaginé otra cosa, no como pues así en crudo totalmente. Y ya le fui, se la traje y pues le gustó bastante.
Why doesn't he go out in the field and just bite the cow person? Because it's still muy. Oh, so ugly and evil. It's not enough even to eat meat. He wants it raw.
Yes, Master.
It's so barbaric, huh?
Yes.
Like the Stone Age or something.
Right.
The pre-Stone Age even, where people still just go bite the animal persons to eat. They didn't discover fire yet.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, yep. So now you know he's evil, no?
Yes.
You don't have to have inner experience about who he is. Just look at that, and you know it, huh?
Right.
Yes, Master.
What kind of priest who enjoys the freshly killed meat of another living being, creation of God?
Yes,
Right.
Even in the Bible, God said, I made all the fodder for the animals, and I make the animals to help you.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
You should know that by heart, no?
Right.
Yes.
What kind of BS pop is that, huh? Maybe it's the poop, not a pop. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. It's worse than the poop. Poop people still can use as fertilizer.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
It's not harming nobody. But it's the evil that's harming the world,
Yes,
Right.
harming humanity. And now and then, whenever the situation is favorable, appropriate, or profitable, he will utter something trendy.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Long time since the Ukraine war already, and now finally he says something. And not very, it just says like an infantile war, that's it.
Yeah.
Didn't even say anything more than that. Infantile. It's like forgivable children.
Yeah.
Yes, Master.
Oh man, so yucky. I want to vomit whenever I talk about them. Oh, I really have to speak truly. I don't want it in my mouth.
Irina Kostenko wanted to talk about the 10th of March, the day the Russians killed her only son, Alexei. The two lived here just 500 meters from his job, changing tires at a garage.
The pain is so bad.
On her own, Irina buried Alexei in the garden after she'd brought his body back from the road in a wheelbarrow.
I covered the grave with a blanket to protect it from the dogs. He isn't in a coffin. I had to roll him in a carpet.
5 weeks of war, but it only takes a moment to destroy a family. Irina found another picture of her son. This is my love, she said. My sweetheart.
Oleg Shpak takes me into his front garden, where an ordinary family was hit by a Russian missile. His 2-year-old son, Stepan, was buried under the rubble. He fell asleep in bed with new sheets because he wanted to sleep in ones with stars. So my wife did that for him. He fell asleep, and he never woke up again. He was lively and liked to play, but his final days were spent below ground, hiding from bombs. Not in the garden that was tended with love.
All these so-called leaders, they are really so cold-blooded. Like Pope Francis saying that it's an infantile war. How can it be? It sounds like just children's naughty game. It's not a game, man. It's not childish. It is life and death of a nation.
Yes, Master.
And then another leader somewhere say, we will not give in to this emotional blackmail. Maybe in response to President Zelensky's passionate appeal for help for his people. My God, sickening, you know that?
Yes, it is.
It is sickening. It's people's, children, women, human life and death in front of their eyes. And they call it a children game. The children's naughtiness, infantile. And the other ones is just emotional blackmailing. What BS is that? Huh? What evil talk?
Yes.
All of them.
Yes, Master.
Oh, God. Sickening. It's really disgusting. Despicable.
Yes, very.
Those who've made it out talk of a nightmarish existence. It's hell there. It's hell, this mother tells us. My children's godmother is still there. It's not possible to leave the shelter. There's no food, no gas, no electricity. It's just like Mariupol. Everyone's cut off. They're distraught and terrified. The rituals of death are crammed in between the shellings as those left behind struggle to live. For those here, this isn't real living. It's just surviving.
Our country needs your help. Good luck.
Do they have to wait until the bomb flies on top of their heads or their houses are destroyed, their children murdered, their wives raped, their whole, cities flattened into dirt? Then they would think twice about saying such evil things, evil comments.
No, I hope not.
It might come to them. As you saw, so you read.
Yes, Master.
So cold-blooded.
Very.
If they don't have anything more sympathetic or constructive or comforting to say, then they better just shut up. Nobody invited them to say anything.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. If you don't comfort, then you don't hurt people by words. Because that's the kind of war also. People are already hurt, pain, and wounded. And you have to put salt on their wounds.
That's horrible.
So they are horrible inside out. They are just as bad as putting in a different manner.
Yes.
I'm not sorry for saying anything like this. I will say it again, a million times. And don't even feel sorry.
Yes, Master.
Anything else?
Yes, Master. For the millions of Ukrainian refugees coming into the European Union, the EU has released 3.4 billion euros in funds that can be used by member states for expenses related to refugee health care, as well as housing, employment, education, and social inclusion.
Yeah, they have money. It's no big deal.
Yes, Master.
No big deal. They should have protected Ukraine from this fate of becoming beggars, refugees. They should have done that long ago, when Crimea happened.
Yes,
Master.
Not now. Now they're just paying for their debt, for their shamelessness, for their inhumane attitude, ignoring the suffering of their neighbor.
Yes,
Master.
I don't praise them nothing. They should have done more than that. And a long, long time ago, when Crimea was taken or threatened to be taken by Russia,
Yes, Master.
they did nothing. Let it happen, and let Donbass happen, and let Ukraine, the whole country, suffer.
Yes, Master.
And then now give some handouts as like a very charitable kind of system. I feel sick of all these so-called leaders of the world. They should all abdicate. They should go away, go home, plant their own vegetables to eat. Because now Ukraine cannot supply, or less.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. It's so easy for them. They just give land to farmers, make them grow some crops. They don't even do it themselves. That's why they don't know how hard it is, how valuable it is, what the neighbors have produced.
Yes.
To feed them, to nourish their children, and themselves.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
In Vietnam we say, ăn trái nhớ kẻ trồng cây. nhờ ai vun xới cho mày được ăn. Meaning, if you eat some fruit, you should be thankful to those who planted it and those who are taking care of the tree so that it bears fruit for you to eat.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
It looks like nobody is grateful for Ukraine in Europe. Now they just do some handouts. Of course, they have a lot of money. It's easy to just give money.
Yes, right.
And they probably feel proud. They're helping Ukrainian refugees. My God, heaven sees everything. The weaklings are these people. Just sit on the top for profit and fame. Nothing good comes out of them.
Yes, Master.
I dare say that openly on our television. I'm not talking behind anybody's back.
Yes.
If they don't improve themselves, they should retire. They should abdicate. They should go home, plant their own fruit and vegetables to see if they can nourish themselves without anybody else's help.
Yes, Master.
So that they can be more grateful for what they have had before and be grateful to people who toil day and night for their comfort, for their privileged situation, and for their glorious seat in the world.
Yes, Master.
Shameless. Talking about these refugees from Ukraine, I hope they go back to their own land.
Yes, Master.
Because there's no place better than home.
Right.
Oh, yes.
They're used to it. They're used to their climate, their surroundings, their neighbors, their food grown from their own hands next to them,
Yes.
locally and abundantly. God bless Ukraine with good soil, good farmers. They cultivate well, they export to the whole of Europe and a big part of Africa. And all these refugees who have now been accepted by other countries nearby, I am glad, at least in this urgent situation, they have somewhere to rest.
Right.
Yes.
From anxiety, from fear, from worrying about their children and their future.
Yes.
At least they have food, they have the roof over them, and they're warm.
That's right. Yes.
Because they run with nothing, almost nothing. You saw it on the news.
Yes, we did.
They just run alone.
Right.
Or maybe carry a dog person in their hands, or carry their babies. They don't have enough energy or strength to take anything, and they didn't have enough time to take anything.
Yes, Master.
At those moments, they could not even think, they just run.
Yes.
Yeah, we have witnessed Sáng Trên. We saw them on the highway. Even he has to abandon the car to leave quick. Because it's a big queue at the border, maybe they check, you know?
Yes.
So he has to abandon his car and take some equipment and run with his crew.
Yes.
But imagine he's a privileged person. Imagine all these ordinary men, women, and children and elderly, and even handicapped, and dogs and cat people.
Yes, Master.
Oh, my God. Imagine it's you. Then you know what it's like.
Yes, Master.
Imagine you have to leave everything that you loved and were familiar with behind and just run. Don't even know when or where to arrive anywhere or have any safety or not on the street, on the road.
Yes,
Master.
And have nothing with you, and you have your babies with you and have no milk. Your cat person has no food. Your dog person has nothing for days. And you yourself too, exhausted from the run and from the fear and from the bombing above.
Yes, Master.
Imagine if you. It's not a movie, man. It is real.
Yes, Master.
That's right.
It's true suffering.
Yes, Master.
What else can I do? Gennady asks. There's nothing left for me here. He's walking away after nearly 40 years working as a shoemaker here.
Today, Margarita Prosolovich told us a bombing leveled her home. She and her 13-year-old son, Nikita, now have only the clothes on their backs. It's just impossible to imagine, she says.
In nearby Mykolaiv, a Russian rocket ripped through a government building, leaving a gaping hole and fresh trauma. This woman watched helplessly as her colleague died in her arms.
It's head trauma, it's traumatic amputation. It's bullets trauma.
11-year-old Milena Uralova lies in a hospital, recovering 9 days after a Russian soldier shot her through the face. This was Milena before Russia invaded Ukraine. flipping and dancing. But now she can barely walk.
Папа, сегодня. Я поняла, что это война. Не хочу, чтобы я умирала. Хочу, чтобы быстрее это все закончилось.
Oh God, how can anyone have the heart to even create this? Huh? And look at that from the screen from afar in the safety of his bunker or palace or yacht or whatever.
Yes, Master.
So this wicked evil cannot exist on this planet much longer. The less of them, the better. There are less and less already, you can see. But still there are some more wicked. They survived. They're on top.
Yes, Master.
We will have to deal with them somehow. Heaven has to do it. I have no power. No secular power. But I'm not doing nothing.
Yes,
Master.
Yeah. They just watch and wait.
Yes.
I don't have any physical means or power or ways to do anything. But I have heaven supporting me.
Yes, Master.
And they are not just letting it go.
Right.
You know, I'm worried for the refugees also. I'm worried for both Russians and Ukrainians. Russians, they also becoming refugees now. Many hundreds of them, thousands of them are running away, fleeing Russia to the neighboring countries and starting their life there with language problems. Even opening a bank account is a big problem for them because of language problem. And renting a house or whatever is a big problem for everyone if they leave their country.
Right.
Yes.
And they are not even refugees in war, so nobody will help them.
Yes.
The Russians who flee their country, or the Russians who are fired from their jobs and don't know where the next meal comes from for their children.
Yes.
Like those, National Guards that have been fired.
Yes.
We live not just by the physical body, we also have mental faculties. We have psychological feelings. We have emotional quality as well, all kinds of things.
Yes.
And all this is not better than physical suffering.
Yes, Master.
And then not to talk about if they have to rebuild their lives from scratch, from nothing, with the language problem, with their children wanting attention and food and nutrition and health, all kind of things.
Yes, Master.
Some children are in grave danger, but when they run, they don't have insulin or any medicines with them and don't even know when they get it. Some just die on the road, on the run. Imagine if you are the mother or father or relatives or brother, sister, whatever, or just bystander looking at the helpless situation and cannot do anything to help.
Yes,
Master.
And many Ukrainians living in Russia have relatives in Ukraine who die or who flee or have whatever trouble, and many vice versa. And also falling out with each other because of political propaganda.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, they go against each other,
Right.
What do you have to say to the Russians who are claiming that the images that we're seeing of atrocities are staged and fake and so on?
Nothing. I will tell them nothing. I tried for the first week to talk to my relatives, to the ones who I know in Russia, and they are completely silent. They have completely brainwashed.
And this rift, I don't know how long it takes for them to reconcile and mend it. This is more difficult than physical distance or mental disagreement between political support or ideological agenda.
Yes, Master.
It's terrible. Families will be separated from each other, not just physically, but mentally, psychologically, ideologically, etc.
Yes, Master.
The war will not be over for long time. Next generation, maybe.
Wow.
Psychological, trauma, separation in thought, not just physical.
Yes.
Ideology breaks families apart, breaks husbands and wives apart. This is another silent war.
Yes, Master.
But it has no less damage than the physical war.
That's true.
This is terrible. War is never good. My God, we have just been healed from all the wars previously, and now start another one.
That's right.
How can humans live like that? How can they survive? Keep destroying everything like that, huh?
Yes, Master.
Yeah.
And even the most essential food is also being destroyed, or damaged, or interrupted, or obstructed by the war.
Yes.
It affects many countries. So whoever started it for any reason at all, and there's no reason in this war, then we must be evil.
Yes, Master.
But you don't have to believe me. You analyze it yourself with your own intelligence, and you know what I'm saying is the absolute truth.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Master.
What for I'm interfering in all this? Just to risk my safety? Or to risk that people who hate me? I mean, the ones who don't understand, like with the Russia propaganda, so maybe they will hate me?
Yes, Master.
What for I risk all this physical and unsafe atmospheric energy to save all this? I must also, as the teacher, the trusted teacher, I have to tell you, so in case you have any wrong ideas in your head.
Right.
At least my workers, my disciples, they all have to know the right view.
Yes,
Master.
Not that I enjoy doing it. Okay, my love. God bless.
God
Thank
bless
you,
Master. Thank you, Master.
Lot of love. Thank you, all of you. In house, near house, next house, above house, below house, and outside house, or no house. Remote workers, and everyone who is supporting Supreme Master Television in any way they can, even just to watch it. We thank you all. God bless all of you, and be enlightened quick. All of you out there.
Thank you, Master.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank
Thank
God.
Master.
Praise God. Glory to God. And please give us peace, my Lord. Give us world vegan, world peace, and paradise on earth. Thank you. We thank you.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
Most gracious Master, our deepest appreciation for your boundless wisdom for all the world to take heed of in this urgent time. May our leaders govern with compassion and goodwill while giving priority to humanitarian actions for the benefit of the innocent. Let us ensure that the noble Ukrainian people are freed from this unjust invasion and that world vegan, world peace may quickly be manifested. We wish precious Master serenity and sound health in the protection of all glorious heavens. This conference will air with further details and subtitles later. Due to the urgent situation, this clip is aired first for our viewers without yet the usual details. To hear more of Supreme Master Cheng Hai's thoughts on the situation in Ukraine and the world, including the karmic consequences of manufacturing weapons, please tune in to Between Master and Disciples at a later date for the full broadcast of this conference. Also, for your reference, please check out the previous related Fly-In News or Between Master and Disciples conferences such as Fly-In News, Treasure Others' Lives by Making Peace, Only Peacemakers Can Go to Heaven, Inspiring Good News in Support of Ukraine, Big Powers Did Not Keep Their Promise to Ukraine. Between Master and Disciples, governments worldwide must stand with Ukraine. Powerful countries must be courageous and help Ukraine. Heaven is aiding Ukraine in the war between good and evil. Supreme Master Cheng Hai's thoughts on the urgent situation in Ukraine. The world left Ukraine to fight alone.